What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Eye Test, a fantasy football podcast. We are mixing it up a little bit here for you today, though. We're going to be talking about some hot topic items going on around the league this offseason. My name is Paul Orlando, and I'm joined with my good friend John Kirkner. He's here right here. Bobby Amendola is still traveling. He's not in Istanbul anymore, though. He's in
Don't ask. I have no idea.
Macedonia.
Russia?
Yeah, somewhere far, far away, but we are very excited to have him back soon. And before we get started, John, you want to just go over the three topics we're going to be covering today?
Sorry, I'm just laughing that you said Macedonia.
Is that where he is?
Is that like an ancient city?
Dude, I think it might be actually.
That's Mesopotamia.
Yeah. You could have fooled me, though. I clearly did not do well in geography.
So what did you ask?
No, just the three topics we're covering today.
Yeah, we've got somewhat of some hot topics going around in the league. So we're going to be discussing the possible QB carousel situations going around in the league. It looks like Carson Wentz was released this week. Justin Fields could be on the trade block, and Lamar Jackson is either getting signed by the Ravens or somebody else. He's getting paid some way, and that's what we're going to be discussing today.
Yeah. And I'm really excited to talk about that, especially Lamar. But before we dive into it, guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, it would mean the world to us if you hit that subscribe button below. And if you are listening to this on Spotify or Apple, wherever you get your podcast, please give us a follow or a like there. And if you wouldn't mind going to the YouTube, it is the Eye Test of Fantasy Football podcast at the Eye Test Pod on YouTube. All right. So my good friend Job, you want to get started with Justin Fields first?
Let's do Justin Fields first, because
right.
Carson Wentz can be last.
Yeah, save Carson for last. But yeah, so word around the Twitter sphere and other sources of ours is that the Bears are looking to shop who I believe, is their franchise quarterback. But they're looking like they could deal him and then maybe keep that number one pick for either CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, whoever they like. John, what are your initial thoughts on hearing that rumor?
I mean, my initial thoughts are I feel bad for Justin Fields. Jalen Hurts had to go through this the whole offseason. I mean, the Eagles were trying to get Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, all these really like top paid quarterbacks that were asking for massive loads of money. And we were saying it ourselves too. Pay Russell Wilson to be our starting quarterback. Pay Deshaun Watson to be our starting quarterback. Thank God we didn't. But I just feel bad for Justin Fields because I'm not sure if he's able to handle it as well as Jalen Hurts can, or maybe he can. That's good. That's good if he can to block out the noise. But that's my initial thought is I feel bad for Justin Fields having to go through the second the Super Bowl ended. It's just, all right, what are the Bears going to do with their pick? Are they going to trade the pick? Are they going to trade Justin Fields? And quite honestly, Paul, I don't know what's better for the team. Justin Fields absolutely killed it. So you've got a little bit of evidence to show that Justin Fields can run the ball very well. I'm sure that they could trade the 1.1 for a solid wide receiver and picks. That could also help out Justin Fields and really get him to perform well, because that's what the Eagles had to do to see if Jalen Hurts had it. And I feel like the Bears are in a little bit of a similar situation there. So I don't know what they're going to do. I think the smart move would be to trade the 1.1 and at least look at the offers for that first. And if you don't like those offers, see what you can get for Justin Fields.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do feel bad that Justin Fields, he's like, I'm coming off a career year. I just busted my ass, all year for this bad football team. I'm throwing to guys like Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, David Montgomery, and Khalil Herbert are decent backs, but the skill set position surrounding him is definitely nothing, it's not the cream of the corn by any means.
No way.
So if they could trade that 1.1, the thing is with me is, you know what you have with Justin Fields, and it's pretty good. So are you really going to throw that down the drain and take a shot at a Bryce Young or a CJ Stroud, even knowing that next year's draft class is like the quarterback central?
That's what I was just going to say. Like, there's no Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes in this type of draft class. It's just not. Don't get me wrong. The top three quarterbacks are great. One of them may be amazing, but you have Justin Fields, get him the weapons, and see what he can do first. And hey, if you suck again next year, I'm sure you got a load of picks for that 1.1, and you probably had a bad record to where your original position is in the beginning of the draft too. And then you just do it next year. That seems to be the best spot or the best
Yeah.
move.
Yeah, and that's what I think is going to happen. I don't think they're going to trade Justin Fields, but then I also thought of it this way too, is they might be looking like, hey, we know that we're probably 2-3 years away from being competitive, so why not start from scratch with a brand new rookie contract? Because Fields is he's gonna want to get paid, maybe not this year or next year, but if he continues to play well, he's gonna want to be paid the next 3 years, and they might not be there as contenders because that's the new thing that all these teams are doing is they got these quarterbacks on rookie deals and they're taking advantage of paying their quarterback pretty much nothing, just like the Eagles with Jalen Hurts. They're not paying him yet, so that was able for them to go get an AJ Brown. It was able for them to make the improvements on the defensive side of the ball, which they did. And look, they made it to a Super Bowl. So that's been the formula that a lot of these teams are doing. And so that would be the only thing I'm thinking if I am. Who's the GM of the Bears now? It's not Ryan Pace anymore, is it?
I suck with that. I have no idea. Mike Ditka.
Yeah, Mike Ditka. So yeah, so that might be what he's thinking is like, hey, if we're gonna go scorched earth and start this thing from scratch, let's really start it from scratch. Like nobody's safe. And so I think if Justin Fields is on the trade block, if I am Eric DeCosta and the Ravens, I am like, do you want Lamar Jackson? Like, I will give you give me a first and Justin Fields. Doesn't have to be that 1.1. It can be next year's first. It can be whatever. But give me Justin Fields. Here's Lamar Jackson. Have fun paying him the $250 million guaranteed that he wants that we'll talk about later. But give me Justin Fields. I think he fits this offense. I think Justin Fields would fit this offense perfectly. So if I'm the Ravens, I'm definitely calling the Bears and being like, hey, is this true? Are you looking to trade Justin Fields? Because we will give you Lamar Jackson. You can have him and the headaches that come with it.
Yeah. And Justin Fields is giving similar Lamar Jackson vibes, with like his running ability. And it's almost the same situation as Jalen Hurts was before this year is like, does he have an arm? And those three quarterbacks, that was always the question between Jalen, Lamar, and Justin Fields. Does he have an arm? And I think Justin Fields has a pretty good arm. He just needs receivers who can catch the freaking ball.
Yeah, I think you're right. And that's the thing with Jalen Hurts is the question mark was his arm, but then they got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith for him, and then all of a sudden those arm questions were kind of put to rest. And so the similar situation that Justin Fields and Lamar's in is they don't have anybody to throw to. Now, I would take Jalen Hurts, his arm anyway, over Lamar's arm and Justin Fields' arm just from the eye test standpoint. Just watch him throw football. I think Jalen throws an excellent deep ball. Jalen can move out of the pocket and still make some pretty clean throws everywhere on the field. But again, Justin Fields, like he's such a talent. He's such a talent. And the Bears, if I'm him, I'm like, okay, we got our quarterback. That's the main piece. Why are we taking a risk when we can use our top picks to get more surefire guys at positions of need, such as corner or defensive end or somewhere like that in the draft? But we'll see. It'll certainly be interesting if Justin Fields gets moved.
If he were to get moved, where do you think? Give me like one team that you think he would thrive in.
Well, the homer in me definitely says the Ravens, just because I think we would be able to maximize his skill set. We'd be able to maximize his legs in our running game. I mean, got Justin Fields, J.K. Dobbins, and Gus Edwards. Like it'd be a nasty, nasty running attack.
Yeah, true.
So
I'm thinking that he could thrive in Tampa Bay. I mean, they just lost their very, very good quarterback. They could get an up-and-coming star in Justin Fields, and it could potentially allow Mike Evans and Chris Godwin to stay. They don't have the best offensive line for him, but that doesn't necessarily matter considering he's not like a pocket passer, which really screwed Tom Brady over this year. But I think Tampa Bay would be pretty nice. I don't know what their draft capital looks like. I don't know what their cap space looks like, but taking all that out of the equation and just focusing on teams he could thrive in, I would go with Tampa Bay. All right, that does it for this part of the episode. We just went over Justin Fields. We're going to go over Lamar Jackson next. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. press that like button down below. Go ahead and comment where you think Justin Fields will thrive in the NFL. Will he thrive on the Bears if they get a new receiver? Will he thrive on another team with already established receivers? You let us know down in those comments. Don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter as well. The handles are in the bio. Peace.